Welcome to my new channel on everything from basic to quirky tips and tricks on growing dragonfruit. Figured perfect starting point would be on taking cuttings. You need a cutting to start growing, so figured we'll show you how to get them started. So two main ways of getting a cutting. We use this branch here as an example. There's something called a joint cut right there where it joins. Snip, easy peasy. Or there is a flesh cut, which is where if you want to say preserve some, you can go bam and just cut mid-length. Pros and cons to both. Going from a joint, callus dries quicker, easier to plant again, less flesh exposed. Whereas if you got a branch similar to this one, where you'll be getting fruit next year, you might not want to get rid of the whole branch. You might want to leave some to get a bit of a fruit up the top. When it comes to taking cuttings, it's good not to do it when it's wet or damp. You can get a bit of infection in the wound, which is not ideal. For branches sort of similar like this one, where the top and the bottom look pretty similar, it's good to leave a little mark just here, which is where the bottom will be, because you don't want to plant them upside down to get started, because you're not going to get any root growth and pretty much no new growth either. When it comes to cuttings, I like them about 30 centimeters long, enough meat there to sort of support itself while it's trying to develop roots. I also taper mine down like this so that only the core or cambium is what is in the soil. The flesh is what usually rots out, and if none of it's in the ground, it gives it a better chance of survival. So both of these two here were cuts at the joint, whereas this one here, my chimera, I cut it mid-length, so I just tapered it down to a little bit of a point because I didn't really want to waste too many of those little nodes, because that's where you get your new growth from. So today's Sunday, the 28th of May. Ignore the step count. Pretty lazy today after a big night last night. I've gone ahead and potted up these cuttings. I thought we can begin the journey to see how long it takes to go from a single cutting to whether that be fruit, whether it be to branches, whether it be to roots. I thought we can do some step-by-step along the way. So as I was saying before, I've only planted that so that the core is in the ground, the flesh is all out of it. So I'm a pretty impatient person. I've gone the clear pot. It's my little hack. That way, as soon as I can see there's any little roots coming through, I start giving it a bit more water. I start giving it a bit of fertilizer just to start plumping them up. It's also a little trick so you don't have to keep lifting them up and damaging any little micro hair roots as well. The three cuttings we've got here that will be starting the journey. We've got chameleon on the left. We've got one of the black dragons in the middle, and you've got a thin chimera here on the right. Until I start seeing roots come through, I keep my cuttings inside, or at least out of the direct sunlight, so that they aren't getting dried up. Obviously, until they get roots, they're not absorbing that moisture or any nutrients, so they can shrivel up a little bit. So I keep mine inside, give it a little bit of protection. And it's easy to check on it every 2 or 3 minutes to see if the roots have started to develop.